But what you'll see is the 2-hour 10 will be higher, and it'll look like price is breaking down below it, but it'll come down and touch the 4-hour 10, I'm supposing, and then break out. And then you might flip back to the 1 hour, 2 hour time frame and use the 10 in terms of determining strength. But I fully do anticipate a breakdown below the 2-hour 10 EMA before price, Ethereum price gets above its 4. All right, Cryptillions and crypto crackheads. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, July 23rd, 2021, and initiation of timification. Look at my nose. I busted it at a pool, being an idiot. If you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. I was playing stupid games. Look at that shit. All right, so Bitcoin and Ethereum are following pretty much the exact path that I was anticipating from yesterday. You know, it's only 1 day of price action. It's not that, you know, big of a deal. But so since price action is literally following what I just covered in my video from yesterday and I replayed for you, I think in this video, I want to show you pretty bullish news, as in macro bullish news. Because, you know, one thing I'm good at is trying to be against the trend a little bit, even though trading against the trend is not something I suggest strongly. However, I do like to try to trade reversals, and a lot of my content will be looking for that reversal before it happens. I kind of like to fish those out, although it is much safer to trade with the trend. I want to be very clear with that. All right, so let's put on the 2 hour, just see how this played out. Remember how my line I drew, I made it go up to that 4 hour. So it was a red, my marker was red at the time, but I did that at first and then it would break out. So look, price went exactly up to that line, kind of how I drew, broke below the 2 hour 10, right? Something I didn't see is touching the daily 200 exactly, but look where this candle, so flip to the 4 hour. This candle went all the way down to the daily 200, which is the orange line. The daily 10 is this red line. The 4 hour 200 EMA is up here, and we're on the 4 hour chart. And it looks like it's wanting to come back and close strong above the 4 hour 10 EMA. Kind of as I suspected, I didn't suspect the wick, but whatever. Getting candles right is good enough. And so this candle closes in 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I fully suspect it'll close pretty well against this 10, and the next one will be green or a very, very small red that closes just below. I don't think price will vary too much from this 4 hour 10 because I strongly anticipate this 4 hour 10 is what will squeeze price, Ethereum price, roughly Monday of next week. I think that'd be July 25th, 26th, 25th, 26th, somewhere in this range. That's when price of Ethereum will get squeezed above this orange line. And so right now the play is kind of what I was, it's just a pretty classic play. Kind of saw this one coming. Not that wick down. That'd be a good long if you're in the mindset that I have. But price is doing about exactly what I suspected. So let's get on to some bullish news. How about that? Not even news. Bullish like chart. Bullish chart. Ethereum on the monthly chart. Check this out. So the two extended downturns that Ethereum actually preface. Bitcoin price is being manipulated both to the upside and the downside by bigger institutional players with their algorithms. I think that's a well-known thing. Ethereum price was screamed up in the month of, on that wick there, right? To fool people that the market was going to be recovering after Bitcoin's flash crash down before it made that new lower high at 58K. During that lower high at 58K, Ethereum and Cardano were manipulated to the upside to convince people to take loans before the market tanked, right? So, so Bitcoin's price, though, has been manipulated in a suppressed way for longer. And Ethereum's has not. It was just manipulated to the upside to get people to be long on the market and bullish on the market before the drop. So now it looks like Ethereum's price action is more natural in terms of mass market psychology or no computer algorithms printing candles exactly as they see fit, but Bitcoin's is. All right. So any type of analysis on Bitcoin now cannot be really done with traditional trading lenses and traditional trading rules because it looks like it's being printed by computer algorithms. So I think the real market indicator right now is Ethereum. And I want to be clear, I do think price was manipulated to the upside for that month. But I think price is more natural right now. So here's what I'm seeing with that preface. The 2 extended downturns that Ethereum has had that I'm circling on my screen right now. Make my ugly ass a lot smaller here. These 2 extended downturns look at price's relationship to the 10 monthly EMA. Tested it, broke below. Extended downturn. Broke above, broke straight below again. Broke above, broke straight below again. The times that Ethereum has launched off of the daily 10, or the monthly 10, is it comes like some sort of sideways action and then catapults. Sideways action, then catapults. Sideways action, staying strong above this monthly 10. I think it's going to catapult. Next month, I'm not saying new highs next month in August of 2021. I'm not saying that. I'm guessing more like November. But I think that the strength with which Ethereum is playing above the monthly 10, I think that's our clue. That this market's going to turn around decisively. And I don't know if that means Bitcoin 200K by the end of the year. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm actually guessing it won't be. I'm thinking all-time highs being flirted with by the end of the year. I really don't see a very high Bitcoin at the end of the year. But what I think could happen is something like almost an inverse of what's happening now, like a mirror image almost, where it could take several months to get up here. So if you do something like this, even though this would only take till September to flirt with new highs, I think it's just going to land and scoop up. Maybe not that aggressively, though. I don't think there's a good fractal on the monthly because there haven't been very many. So this month, I suspect it's going to close strong. And if the month of August closes even green, it doesn't need to be over. So, in about 35 days or 38 days or whatever, if this next month just closes green, the month of August, not passing anything, the chance of this really starting to scoop up because it definitively defended against this monthly 10. I think that monthly closing of August, if it's green, even if it's a doji green, it wouldn't matter to me. I would say bull market is just right now ready to continue, with the idea that you'll probably have perhaps one green candle, then a big red candle come back down to test this 10. I think there would be one more test of it, perhaps around, October or something. But I think this monthly candle close, even though it's red, the strong reaction, I wish I could zoom in more. But that's as close as I can get in on the monthly. The strong reaction, I think that's going to print the next candle being green. And if that candle is going to be green, I think the next candle will start blasting off here, maybe up to 3K or something, which would bring the monthly 10 up. Maybe a red month in November, retest around December, and then blast off around the new year. Something to that effect. Or approaching all-time highs around the new year. I can move this. Something to that effect would be what I'm looking for. And all of that idea is based off the strength of this close above the monthly 10, the reaction to it, saying, okay, I'm coming down, gonna maybe test it. Nope, yes, I'm testing it. Yes, I'm testing it, but I don't want none of that monthly 10 EMA. I'm gonna keep a 10-foot pole between me and it. And that's strength to me. And so I want to show you how that relates to how I correctly I correctly identified when I thought I should be fully bullish on Bitcoin, and this is shaping up to a line very similar to that. So let me pull up a clean Bitcoin chart. All right, so on my personal social media, I think it was this candle closing here. At this candle closing, I knew the bear market was getting ready to start as long as this month was started green and ended green. But once it passed this height right here, I knew that this candle was going to be massive. But because of this candle closing here, I was very certain that marked this bull market is going to come, and here's why. You had a failure, retest, failure, so of the 10, and then it just grazed above and stayed, moving sideways above, checking it, staying above, coming back down to test it. And that successful retest after 2 failures is what told me on Bitcoin, this is it. The bull run is now beginning. And it ended up being the exact signal. So again, that retest, right? So what I'd be looking for in Ethereum is, some, like these 2 candles are the ones bouncing off of the healthy ones that we have. Even though we have 3 right now, I would suspect some upward movement, a final retest, and then blast off. Just like what happened here in Bitcoin. It just feels, these wicks here, I just have a feeling that what's going to shape up in Ethereum is strength above the 10. That's the monthly 10 on Ethereum. Now, obviously on Bitcoin, look at that. That looks bad. So you can't see that on Bitcoin, but that's why I prefaced the video as such, right? Or this idea as such. So I guess this isn't a very clean Ethereum chart. So what I'm seeing here is pure strength in terms of the market can continue its macro direction and do so decisively. It really doesn't look like Ethereum is going to be lagging and to crash below this. I think the lagging to crash below it is a sign of strength, especially these wicks and the reaction off of it. I think there's too much buy pressure for Ethereum because the Bitcoin cartel or whoever is, printing Wyckoff patterns, that's sell pressure down to keep price suppressed on Bitcoin is not, it's not here. So this is the true market health indicator, in my opinion. I think Bitcoin looks sicker than it truly is in terms of world interest in owning it, this and that. I think it's way sicker than it really looks way sicker than it really is. And so again, I think Ethereum is showing the true colors of crypto market, and I think the crypto market wants to move back up. And again, I would personally think, even if this theory ends up being correctly, I would not say that next month's going to be a massive green candle and so on and so forth. I think it'll be more of a U shape, and for all-time highs past 4K, maybe in January, February is what I'm thinking. But that also aligns with what I'm thinking on Bitcoin. What I wanted to think on Bitcoin. Everything looks down on Bitcoin, right? But the chart is actually telling me what I want to feel for Bitcoin in terms of a move up. But the chart is actually saying it for Ethereum. I think this is mega bullish. Also, one hint that we're going to have here, and one of my VIPs, I actually just got off that call with them. One of my VIPs noted something, and I think what he said is going to give us the first hint or indication whether that truly is going to play out or not, and that is Ethereum on the daily. If you take off price, which you do by where my cursor is up here, you see that eyeball. If you haven't ever done that before, take price off. I only have the 10 and the 200 EMA. Now, if you see the interaction between these two, when it crosses down, sometimes it tries to fake rally and undo it, right? And it's failed. So it has had this exact structure before where it comes down softly to it, barely goes below and is trying to give a push up. With that last time that it had a similar posturing, kind of like coming down slowly, barely going below. So if I zoom in, you can see it barely went below. So in order for that idea to hold true, based off of the force of those monthly candles hitting that 10 and bouncing up, I think that you will be able to see the strength sooner and be able to confirm, hey, or not maybe confirm, but have a better chance that that is going to play out if soon we do see Ethereum's price undo this bearish cross on the daily time frame. The red and the yellow, so the red and the orange. The orange is the daily 200 EMA, the red is the daily 10 EMA. And if it can't undo this, well then those hopes are going to be gone. And but the thing is, you're going to be able to see it so much faster using this chart, because you're going to see it curl over quickly. And these, the daily prints, its line fairly quickly, right? And so if it does something like this, you're going to know, oh crap, well, it's going to come down further, and it's probably going to break on the monthly scale. It's probably going to come back down to the monthly 10 and maybe break below it. And all of that information you're going to be able to get off of the daily. So that's the bullish news I have for you today. It was a quicker video since price action really hasn't changed. So if you like what you saw, or you just like to be a bull and be hopeful, hit subscribe if you're new. But if you do subscribe, let me know whether you want to be a cryptilian or a crypto crackhead. Those crypto pronouns, you must choose one. They're both gender neutral and gender fluid if you want. If you wake up a cryptilian one day, that's fine. But let me know in the comment section. And if you're not new, just leave me just leave me some type of comment, even if it's like O or P or whatever. Help out the algo here. Hit like, and I'll stop e-begging once that there's more general interest in crypto. But helping out the algo for me right now would be much appreciated. We'll see you next time.